I've been using the Samsung Galaxy A25 for a while now, and I believe I know enough to help you decide if this smartphone is for you. I got my unit for 305,900 Naira or $260 for the 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage. Now, for 120Hz refresh rate, is the smartphone worth your money, or are there better options out there for the price? I know you want to find out, and so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. Unboxing the Galaxy A25 box reveals a USB Type-C cable, a SIM ejector for your easy card installation, and a quick start guide guiding users through initial setup. Of course, I know you won't use that. You also get the sleek smartphone itself, but before I give you the usual ASMR, you should note the absence of a charger from within this box. Okay, now here you go with unwrapping the smartphone. The Galaxy A25 boasts a design that's not just about looks, but about creating an emotional connection at this point. Because this style is one we are now familiar with. From the previous generations of the A series up to the flagship lineup, we know what to expect, and that's not something I would complain about, considering you now have a budget device that shares the same design as the top-end smartphones. This addition of a wedge-like design to the right side of the smartphone, just below the volume rocker key, makes this A series device unique. It also serves the purpose of giving your thumb a cozy spot to rest. Crafted with a glass front, a plastic back and a plastic frame, holding the Galaxy A25 in your hand, this weighs 197 grams, striking a balance between sturdiness and portability. From the left side, you get a hybrid SIM tray, offering the flexibility to embrace either dual SIM functionality or opt for a single SIM alongside a micro SD card slot for storage expansion. At the bottom, there's a retention of the beloved 3.5mm jack, ensuring that you keep grooving to your favorite tunes without the hassle of dongles. A microphone opening is here, a USB Type-C 2.0 port, and a down-firing speaker. The fingerprint scanner, which is cleverly positioned to the side, doubles as the power button, providing a seamless unlocking experience that's both intuitive and secure. Also, the buttons are tactile to enhance this overall user experience, also adding a satisfying click to your every touch. Oh, there's this pattern to the back of this device of which I love. Although it doesn't translate to the feel, it's just for looks. Also, no water resistance is here, no IP rating to make it splash, so resist the temptation to give the smartphone a water baptism. This device prefers to stay high and dry. Now you get a stereo speaker here, so you won't have to bother yourself about covering this bottom speaker when you try to consume media or game with this device. So what this means is there's a down-firing speaker and a top-firing speaker for the Galaxy A25. Also, the sound from the A25 is quite clean, and here's what the recording from the microphone on this device sounds like. Hi guys, so this is basically what you hear over the phone on the Samsung Galaxy A25. Let me know your thoughts on this audio and how this microphone sounds. Let me know in the comment section below. Now when we come to displays, we know that displays have been Samsung's thing, and they didn't disappoint here. The Galaxy A25 has a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display that redefines visual excellence. Colors are vibrant, the details come to life on this panel, and this for sure elevates your everyday interaction with this device. From streaming videos to scrolling through photos, this display ensures an immersive experience that goes beyond what you get with budget-friendly devices. Also, the Galaxy A25 introduces a 120Hz refresh rate for this front panel, of course, to inject a dose of fluidity into your every touch. That means navigating through the apps or engaging in casual gaming becomes an effortless, responsive affair. When it comes to outdoor visibility, the A25 shines, like literally. With an impressive 1000 nits of brightness, this display remains crystal clear even in the brightest sunlight. So say goodbye to squinting and hello to great visibility regardless of the lighting condition with the smartphone. Now it seems like all I have to sing here is praises for this display, and that's because it's actually really good. The only complaint I have here would be the U-styled notch and the thick bezels we get here, especially the one at the bottom, which is the chain on this device. When we talk about performance, this smartphone is powered by the Exynos 1280 processor, which is the same processor we had from the Galaxy A33 and A53 from 2 years back. And from my tests, an upgrade from the Helio G99 we have from the Galaxy A24, which is now on the Galaxy A15. A lot of connections. Was that confusing? Performance has been nothing but excellent with this device, and of course, as expected with this chipset, I was able to smoothly play the titles I love without worries on the Galaxy A25. The variant I have here is 6 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of internal storage, but you can get the following variants as shown on screen. Multitasking on the Galaxy A25 is a breeze. Performance is as expected, excellent for the price, and it just gets the job done. For the nerds out here, before I go into my gaming experience with this smartphone, you can check out my Geekbench and Antutu benchmark scores for the Galaxy A25 here. Now when it comes to gaming, I played a 30-minute session of PUBG Mobile on this smartphone, and I did notice that the battery drained from 85% to 79% after 30 minutes of gameplay, and that's just like a 6% drop. Performance was commendable with no lags, and also the maximum setting I did achieve here with PUBG Mobile was HD graphics and high frame rate. I moved over to Call of Duty and I had similar experience with the maximum setting displayed can be seen on the screen with the Galaxy A25. I can also say that the Galaxy A25 is a good gaming device for the segment. After gaming for a while, you begin to notice this device gets quite warm. Not uncomfortably warm though, and that was of course expected. So the operating system you get out of the box is Android 14 and One UI 6.0 being the skin Samsung slaps on the Galaxy A25. You're expecting to see 4 years of updates, and that's 3 years for OS and 1 year of security patch. For the camera hardware, there's a 50 megapixel main sensor, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel macro lens. The front-facing camera is a 13 megapixel camera. Now this is where you begin to see a significant improvement as far as photography in this year's lineup of the A series. Anyway, back to the photos. I'd love for you to go through the photos from the Galaxy A25 and let me know what you think. For me, these photos are really good, if not great for the price. One of the things that can be improved is the edge detection for portrait mode with this device. I was able to record videos with the back camera up to 4K 30fps, but for the front-facing camera, I was able to get a maximum of 1080p. In fact, the slow motion here can only be recorded at a maximum of 720p with the Galaxy A25. Now, when you record in 4K, you do not have the ability to turn on steady shot, which is also known as the video stabilization with the smartphone. You can only use steady mode or stabilization when you record at 1080p. As far as the cameras on the Galaxy A25, as long as there is adequate lighting, there's nothing to really complain about here as you get good photos of the smartphone. If you appreciate the time I put into making this video, kindly hit on that subscribe button and like this video while at it. Thank you. Now you get a 5000 mAh battery with the Galaxy A25, and with this chipset on here, you would notice that this smartphone is meant for slightly heavy use. In fact, as you might have noticed, the A series devices are meant for one-day charge for a lot of people. I kept ending my day with less than 20% on the Galaxy A25. And that's maybe because I was always on 120Hz for motion smoothness or refresh rate. There's also support for 25 watts fast charging, meaning you can get this device from drop dead 0 to 100 in about 85 minutes. That's a welcome development from last year. Before my verdict here, there's also no wireless charging with this smartphone. So, the Galaxy A25 is a 5G smartphone I actually can't fault. The design is one I really love, and the display is super clean and great for media consumption and mild gaming, especially considering the high refresh rate. If I have any complaints with this device for this price point, it will include not having a cutout notch. This used style notch is actually dated. Not having a charger from within the box. I also feel the camera app could use some updates to fix certain bugs, and this is actually me nitpicking at this point. Honestly, I think the Galaxy A25 is a great 5G device for this price. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, do check out how this device compares to the Galaxy A15 here. Day.